Good evening. Welcome to News Tonight on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Ashwarya with you. All the big stories from India and across the world coming up in the next 30 minutes. First up, a look at the top headlines. Prime Minister Modi assures Haryana farmers will get their rightful share of water. At campaign rallies in Charkhi, Dadri and Kurukshetra, Prime Minister praises contributions of the state in various fields, accuses Congress of spreading misinformation on scrapping Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. BJP releases election manifesto for Maharashtra, emphasizes creating 1 crore jobs in 5 years, bringing internet connectivity and ending droughts in the state. Rahul Gandhi addresses rallies in Yavatmal and Wardha for Congress NCP coalition. Enforcement Directorate questions P. Chidambaram in INX media corruption case. Delhi court gives ED permission to arrest the former union minister if needed. P. Chidambaram in CBI custody at Tihar jail till 17th of October. Abolishing Article 370, a decisive step towards ending terrorism as well as the proxy war waged by Pakistan, says Union Home Minister Amit Shah. On the NSG's 35th Foundation Day celebrations, Home Minister asserts that government will not waver in its policy of zero tolerance on terrorism. And Rajya Sabha Secretary General Desh Deepak Verma underscores the significance of subordinate legislation in Indian parliamentary process at the 141st meeting of the Inter-Parliamentary Union in Serbia, calls for deliberations on third-party evaluation of implementation of laws by governments. Let's first get you all the election-related news from Haryana and Maharashtra. Well, it is just days left for the assembly elections in Haryana. Let us get you all the updates for the 21st of October election. Ahead of the assembly elections in Haryana, Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Tuesday held 2 public meetings in the state. Addressing a public rally in Kurukshetra, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the centre was making all arrangements to celebrate the 550th birth anniversary of Guru Nanak Dev across the world. Targeting the opposition, he said that whenever the country is happy about something, the Congress leaders start getting troubled. Prime Minister Modi also slammed the Congress for not taking a clear stand on the abrogation of Article 370 in Jammu and Kashmir. And earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi also addressed a huge public rally in Charkhi, Dadri. The Prime Minister said that the entire country will celebrate on Diwali, and this time we should dedicate this Diwali to our daughters and celebrate their achievements. And so campaigning is on in full swing in the state of Haryana, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi promised that farmers will get the water which has been flowing into Pakistan for 70 years, and that water will be restored to them.
हिंदुस्तान के किसानों के हक का पानी, हरियाणा के किसानों के हक का पानी 70 साल तक पाकिस्तान जाता रहा, ये मोदी पानी को रोकेगा, आपके घर तक लाएगा। और मैंने काम शुरू कर दिया है, क्योंकि ये पानी पर हक हिंदुस्तान का है, इस पानी पर हक हरियाणा के किसान का है, राजस्थान के किसान का है। और इसलिए आपके लिए मोदी लड़ाई भी लड़ रहा है।
And in the battleground for Haryana today, we take a look at the South Haryana region, which sends 29 MLAs to the State Assembly. Now, while there are 4 key parties in the fray, the BJP and the Congress are the main players. However, internal rift in the parties remains a contentious issue.
Top party leaders campaigning for the first time in Haryana since the general elections earlier this year, when BJP decimated the Congress by winning all 10 parliamentary seats. Congress, which is battling an internal rift, is taking on an electorally resurgent BJP, which is fighting under the leadership of Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar. For the third player in the state, the Indian National Lok Dal, this election is all about retaining political relevance after a shocking rout in the Lok Sabha elections. Newly formed Jan Nayak Janata Party, which broke away from the Indian National Lok Dal last year, has also emerged as a key player. However, despite there being multiple players in the field, the main contest remains between the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party and the Congress Party. Spread over 8 districts comprising 29 seats, South Haryana is an important region which all these parties would like to secure. The region comprises Faridabad, Palwal, Jhajjar, Gurugram, Rewari, Mewat, Charkhi Dadri and Mahendragarh districts. Faridabad has the maximum number of 6 seats, followed by Gurugram, Mahendragarh and Jhajjar with 4 seats. Rewari, Mewat and Palwal sent 3 MLAs each to the Vidhan Sabha, and Charkhi Dadri has 2 assembly seats. In 2009, Congress had won 15 of the 29 seats in South Haryana, but managed to retain only 5 seats in 2014. Interestingly, the BJP, which had won only 1 seat in 2009 in this region, went on to win 17 in 2014. The Indian National Lok Dal too came down to 5 seats in 2014 from 8 in 2009. Fresh from its huge Lok Sabha victory in May, the BJP is tipped to win the assembly elections in Haryana. However, rebels of both BJP and the Congress could alter the electoral math, as many are contesting as independents after tickets were denied to them. The Jan Nayak Janata Party could also play spoilsport in the October 21st election. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And now all the updates are from the election battleground in Maharashtra. The BJP has pledged employment to 1 crore people in its election manifesto in Maharashtra. The Sankalp Patra released by Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis, JP Nadda and other top BJP leaders addresses 16 issues including education, infrastructure development and water issues affecting the Marathwada region. 5 lakh crore rupees investment in infrastructure, social security net for workers, health and quality education are among the promises made by the party for the upcoming elections. The party also proposes names of Mahatma Phule, Savitribai Phule and Veer Savarkar for Bharat Ratna.
ये करने लायक है, किया जा सकता है और करने के लिए क्या-क्या चीजों का आवश्यकता होती है उसकी भी गहराई से चिंतन हुई. It represents all sections of the society. सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास, यह इसके स्पिरिट में है. लेकिन इसके साथ साथ फोकस लास्ट मैन standing on the pedestal of the society.
And Congress leader Rahul Gandhi also addressed rallies in Maharashtra's Yavatmal and Wardha on Tuesday, and he accused the BJP of pursuing wrong economic policies like demonetization and goods and service tax, resulting in joblessness. He appealed to the people of Maharashtra to vote in favor of the Congress-NCP combine.
अर्थव्यवस्था को चलाना है तो गरीबों के हाथ में पैसा डालना पड़ेगा। सीधी सी बात। जब तक किसानों के जेब में पैसा नहीं होगा, जब तक मजदूरों के जेब में पैसा नहीं होगा, जब तक युवाओं के जेब में पैसा नहीं होगा, अर्थव्यवस्था नहीं चल सकती, रोजगार नहीं पैदा हो सकता। देश को किसान, मजदूर, युवा खड़ा करते हैं, बनाते हैं, चलाते हैं, और सरकार का काम इन लोगों की मदद करने का है। उद्योगपतियों की जगह है, मैं ये नहीं कह रहा हूं कि उनकी कोई जगह नहीं है, जगह होनी चाहिए, मगर सबकी जगह होनी चाहिए।
That was our special segment on all the election-related news. And with that, we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more news on the other side. Stay tuned.
Three million people have now given the thumbs up to Rajya Sabha television. RSTV's growth has been phenomenal, with the journey from 2 million to 3 million being completed in less than 6 months. That's over 6,200 new subscribers every day. Our online viewers are engaging with us more actively. Every day, thousands like, share and comment on our videos. So come and join this growing tribe of RSTV viewers and get ready for an exciting journey.
Union Home Minister Amit Shah today reiterated government's zero-tolerance policy on terrorism. Addressing the 35th Foundation Day ceremony of National Security Guards, or the NSG, Amit Shah said that terrorism is bane for the society. He said that India has suffered the plight of terrorism more than any country in the world. And lauding the NSG, Home Minister said that NSG is capable of combating any kind of attack. He also said that Prime Minister Modi has taken the historic step of abrogating Article 370 to free Kashmir and India of Pakistan's sponsored terrorism.
आतंकवाद किसी भी सभ्य समाज के लिए एक अभिशाप है और आधुनिक समाज में विकास के लिए सबसे बड़ी बाधा है। अपना देश आतंकवाद के अभिशाप से बहुत लंबे समय से अभिशप्त है। शायद ही कोई देश ऐसा होगा दुनिया में जिसने इतनी लंबी लड़ाई आतंकवाद के खिलाफ लड़ी होगी। और मैं आज इस मंच से कहना चाहता हूं कि देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी के नेतृत्व में हमारी आतंकवाद के प्रति जीरो टॉलरेंस की नीति अफर है, अड़िग है और हमेशा इस पर विजय प्राप्त करने के लिए निश्चयी है।
In an effort to reduce the dependency on imported systems, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh urged the scientists to establish an ecosystem where defence equipment could be indigenously made in India. He was speaking at the 41st Directors Conference of DRDO. Now Vikram Singh brings us this report.
On the 88th birth anniversary of former President APJ Abdul Kalam, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh and National Security Advisor Ajit Doval, along with the chiefs of the three defence services, paid floral tribute to the former president at his statue at DRDO Bhavan in the national capital. Dr. Kalam played a vital role in the research and development of India's missile program. The Defence Minister urged DRDO officials to focus on research work in order to make India a global leader in the defence sector.
अब समय आ गया है कि हम अपनी निर्भरता इंपोर्टेड सिस्टम्स पर कम करें और ऐसे इंडिजिनस इनोवेशन इकोसिस्टम को डेवलप करें जिससे क्रिटिकल टेक्नोलॉजीज में हम जल्द ही पूरी तरह से आत्मनिर्भर बन सकें।
National Security Advisor Ajit Doval said niche technologies make India more secure.
Capability for integration of systems is more important than probably mastering all the systems at the same time. And this integration task in this country for the defense purposes and for all the other security needs, except DRDO, there is no other organization which is competent for doing that.
Navy Chief Admiral Karambir Singh suggested that impetus has to be on new age technology and that small time innovators should be encouraged.
DRDO has made strides in ensuring that the requirement of the services are met through homegrown solutions. And we are confident that we will fight and win the next war through indigenized weapon systems and equipment.
The advantage of the indigenous technology is that we are in continuous dialogue and we are able to change the specs and change the requirements as we go along and get higher performance. So this is a project which we are really looking forward to improve further.
The government of the day is fully seized of making the Make in India initiative and supporting it to the hilt. So it's a golden opportunity which we cannot miss, and I would request that both of us and the DRDO seize this opportunity to give the country a potent navy that can deliver the punch in a future conflict.
Defence Minister Rajnath Singh also gave away Kalam Dare to Dream Award to young innovators and startups for solving scientific challenges. Navvikram Singh's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
On to some political news now. West Bengal, a BJP delegation led by senior leader Kailash Vijayvargiya met President Ramnath Kovind on Tuesday, and they informed the president about the deteriorating law and order situation in West Bengal. The BJP leaders informed the president of what the state government in Bengal is doing about the current situation. The delegation also requested the president to take appropriate action after taking a report from the governor on the matter in order to create an atmosphere of peace and stability in the state.
पॉलिटिकल मर्डर्स के बारे में, राजनीतिक हिंसा जो चल रहा है, जैसा परिवेश आज माहौल जैसा हो गया बंगाल में कि खून खराबी का माहौल, सिर्फ विजयादशमी से आज तक 9 पॉलिटिकल मर्डर हुआ है।
तो हमने कहा कि आप जरा रिपोर्ट मंगाएं महामहिम राज्यपाल से और ये देखें कि भविष्य में लोकल बॉडीज़ के चुनाव भी आने वाले हैं। जिस प्रकार पिछले बार लोकल बॉडीज़ के चुनाव में हत्याएं हुई थी, कम से कम अब लोकल बॉडीज़ के चुनाव में उस प्रकार की अराजकता नहीं।
Minister of Communications Ravi Shankar Prasad on Tuesday said that the Department of Posts should strive for achieving the target of 25 crore saving accounts from the current 17 crore accounts in the coming years. Speaking at an event of National Postal Week celebrations, he said that the Postal Department also should make efforts to link the same with the accounts of India Post Payments Bank for achieving the goal of financial inclusion. He urged the department to enhance considerably postal insurance accounts. He also said that a postal department should come forward to forge a partnership with the global companies and the administrative issues, if any, would be resolved amicably.
मैं चाहता हूं कि भारत के पोस्टल विभाग की उपलब्धि दुनिया में चर्चा होनी चाहिए इन द केस ऑफ फाइनेंशियल इंक्लूजन। ये मेरी आपसे अपेक्षा है। जब आप ये करेंगे तो परफोर्स, बिकॉज पोस्टल डिपार्टमेंट इज एन आर्किटेक्चर ग्लोबली अवेलेबल, देयरफॉर all the developing countries from Latin America to Africa to Southeast Asia will keenly try to follow the Indian model. और जब ये होगा तो फिर पोस्टल विभाग की क्या उपलब्धि होगी ये तो मुझे बताने की आवश्यकता ही नहीं है। तो भाई आपके 17 करोड़ अकाउंट 25 करोड़ होने चाहिए, ये मेरी अपेक्षा है। और मैं आईटी विभाग में 1 लाख डिजिटल विलेज स्थापित करने वाला हूं।
The government's ambitious scheme to provide health insurance to poor people in the country has touched a key milestone in just over a year. Till now, the scheme has benefited over 50 lakh people free of cost treatment. In a Twitter message, Prime Minister Narendra Modi termed an important milestone in the journey of creating a healthy India that would make every Indian proud. He said that apart from curing, this scheme is empowering several Indians. Remember, till now, 50,34,922 people have benefited from the scheme. Under the scheme, over 18,000 hospitals have been linked. 10 crore 86 lakh e-cards have been issued till now. Remember, the scheme was launched by Prime Minister Narendra Modi on 23rd of September 2018 from Jharkhand's capital Ranchi. And the scheme aims to provide quality healthcare to more than 50 crore poor and vulnerable people across the country. The scheme gives annual healthcare benefits of up to 5 lakh rupees for every entitled family. Rajya Sabha Secretary General Desh Deepak Verma on Tuesday addressed the Association of Secretaries Generals of Parliament, the advisory body of the Inter-Parliamentary Union, that is IPU, in Serbia. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla is leading the Indian delegation of MPs for the 141st Assembly of IPUs. And speaking on the subject, the implementation of a law method of scrutiny for parliaments, the Secretary General spoke about the role of the subordinate legislation in India. And after the conclusion of the general discussion, the meeting will adopt a declaration.
When the acts are made, it is possible, and the acts are made through our system of the parliamentary committees. We have 24 parliamentary committees in the country, of which 16 are in the lower house and 8 in the upper house. And the committee consists of the members of the parliament from both the houses, from the lower house as well as the upper house. And after the committee has examined the bill, this is brought before the house, which passes it, and then it goes to the president for the assent. Now, it might happen that when the bill is being examined and the bill is being passed, there are certain nuances, there are some intricate details which have not been seen by the committee, and for that we have a system of subordinate legislation, a committee of subordinate legislation which basically oversees this process as to whether subsequent to the passing of a bill, the subordinate rules and regulations which are necessary for implementation of that law, whether those subordinate rules and regulations have been framed or not. And there is a 15-member committee which is known as Committee on Subordinate Legislation. This committee deals with the issue and also ensures that the government does form a rule and regulation to implement this.
And addressing the Association of Secretaries General of Parliaments in Serbia on Tuesday, Rajya Sabha Secretary General Desh Deepak Verma also praised Rajya Sabha television and said that ever since its launch in 2010, Rajya Sabha TV has emerged as a credible and responsive channel of communication between Parliament and citizens. He added that the growing popularity of RSTV can be attributed to its quality programs, analysis of parliamentary proceedings, dignified and informed panel discussions by experts, non-partisan, civilized and informative debate and discussion on issues of national and international importance, refraining from theatrics to capture the attention of the audience. On to some other news now. A Delhi court on Tuesday allowed the Enforcement Directorate to interrogate the former Finance Minister and Congress leader P. Chidambaram in connection with the INX Media money laundering case. Remember, P. Chidambaram is in judicial custody till the 17th of this month in the INX Media corruption case filed by the CBI. And the court allowed ED to go to Tihar jail where the Congress leader is lodged to question him on Wednesday and, if required, arrest him. Meanwhile, the former finance minister has now sought bail from the Supreme Court in the case. The apex court will hear on Wednesday the arguments of Solicitor General Tushar Mehta, representing the CBI. And the Enforcement Director or the ED has also summoned senior NCP leader Praful Patel in connection with a money laundering probe linked to alleged illegal assets of Iqbal Mirchi. Now, Praful Patel has been asked to depose in Mumbai on 18th of October. The Media and Entertainment Skill Council and the Skill Development Ministry will now train youth interested in media. The government has set the target to complete this exercise by 2025 in the entire country. Addressing the occasion in Delhi, Skill Development Minister Mahendra Nath Pandey said that a complete blueprint is being prepared in this regard so that the youth can be trained according to the requirements of time. Renowned filmmaker and MESC Chairman Subhash Ghai emphasized that the youth should stick to the values of the country along with the training. And under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana 2016-2020, 70 lakh youth have been given skill training so far, out of which more than 53% have been given employment as well in various fields.
विश्व की कौशल राजधानी भारत को बनाना और कुशल भारत कौशल भारत से सारी दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा वर्किंग फोर्स बनाना है हिंदुस्तान की युवाओं को, हिंदुस्तान के लोगों को। उस काम में मीडिया एंटरटेनमेंट सेक्टर स्किल काउंसिल और फिक्की के लोगों को मैं आह्वान करता हूं, उसमें आप आगे आएं, आपकी सामर्थ्य बड़ी है।
प्रतिभा जो होती है हर व्यक्ति के अंतर की आत्मा से निकलती है, तो हमारा इनिशिएटिव यह है कि जितनी प्रतिभाएं जो बच्चे के अंदर हैं, जो गॉड गिफ्टेड टैलेंट है उसका, उस टैलेंट को बाहर निकाल के उस दिशा में वो जाए और फिर वर्ल्ड प्रतिभाएं जो वर्ल्ड स्किल हैं उस कंपटीशन में जाए और इस भारत को का नाम बढ़ाए।
The 10th National Seed Congress 2019 was organized in the national capital Delhi on Tuesday, and the theme of the Seed Congress is the Quality Seeds for Farmers' Prosperity. Addressing the event, Agriculture Secretary Sanjay Agarwal stressed on creating the world's best traceability system to ensure the availability of quality seeds to the farmers. He said that farmers should develop high-yielding varieties of seeds, especially that of soya bean, to boost domestic production of oil seeds and cut dependency on the import of edible oil.
To create a system of traceability which is best in the world, and I assure you on behalf of the Steel Government of India, that system shall be implemented in the country, and this will go a long way in terms of ensuring quality to the farmers and I'm willing to do that.
And congratulatory message continued to pour in for Indian-American Abhijit Banerjee, who jointly won the 2019 Nobel Economics Prize with his wife Arthur Duflo. Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha, Harivansh, extended his greetings to the Nobel Prize winners. He said in a statement that it is a matter of great pride and honor not only for them but for the entire country, and adding that it is the outcome of their practical experience gained by going to the fields and studying the individual and group behavior to poverty alleviations interventions. The Deputy Chairman said that such research with the concrete results would redefine research and development in economics. He also expressed hope that the laureates would inspire the youth in India and abroad for contributing to the growth and development of the humanity. That's it in this edition of News Tonight. Thanks for watching. Good night.